You are listening to the Freelancer Codex, a podcast brought to you by the Shut Up and Respawn Network.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 130 of the Freelancer Codex podcast. I am your host, Steve, specifically trying to talk slower so Mike does not get mad at me, and maybe he'll rejoin the Discord sometime. It is July 10th. It's not July 10th, July 9th. What happened to the day?
Are you a time traveler?
I might be. I wish I was. I would skip 2020 so
SG.
fast. So
I wouldn't.
Everyone
I like 2020. It's taught us stuff. Muscles grow through breaking them down, and I think we've all been broken down pretty good. So we are going to come out of this stronger, ready to go. I'm excited.
Mike, I like your positive spin on things, especially after 130 episodes of chatting. Your positivity it will keep me going.
Is it palpable?
No, it's not really palpable. But I'm here. I'm your co-host, Steve. I'm here with Devin and Mike, Xbox Ambassador Devin, who is happy and excited for the Xbox news that we'll be talking about today. And Michael, who I don't know who ever gets excited about anything. But hey, we'll figure it out. Maybe we will get up.
You should join the Discord. You should go to that safe place where nobody makes fun of you and says anything bad about what you like or dislike or don't like.
So the truth comes out. Michael got his feelings hurt by the Discord members.
If anyone
like
should get
day
their
two,
feelings...
like day two, I'm like, this isn't for me. I'm done.
He's got thin skin.
I don't think she's in the Discord anymore, Mike. And
I'm
you know what? If anyone
saying.
should be offended by the Discord, it should be me. Like, Cags will not leave me alone in the freaking Discord, man. Like, seriously. Like, I get it. I do not pay attention to what I type, but you get the context. Like, my Spanish and my English keyboards are mixed up because I have to type in both all day, so my keyboard has no idea what language I'm speaking. Anyway, all right, so a couple things that we wanted to talk about. Like, Devin, what have you been up to gaming-wise? You've actually been doing quite a lot of things.
Yeah, game-wise, I mean, I've just been playing, just trying to get back to some of my roots, playing some first-person shooters, one of Phaedron's favorite game types.
You are picking on Phaedron a lot today.
It's just the way I show I care about him. Right? I appreciate his patronage and his, his voice within the Discord. Right. But no, I've been playing Halo. Been getting back into Halo. I'm going through the campaign again.
Which one?
Halo 5.
There's a lot of them.
I'm almost done with that one. Yep. I've been getting ready to play through Halo 4 again because I don't even remember what happened. In that game, so I mean, you bought some things.
I thought you were hardcore. Whatever.
Sometimes it's just
opinion of you has just changed completely.
I appreciate
Phaedron,
that.
Phaedron,
It's gotten better, hasn't it?
I now see what you were saying. I now understand what you were saying about Devin. It makes a whole lot of sense now.
I've been playing a lot of Battlefield, having a lot of fun with that, and just trying to stream and nights and having a good time, and so.
And you wanna plug your videos that you're doing for people that want to get better at FPSs?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. So one of the things we're putting out there, I put out this week. I put out a Halo 5 video. Last week it was a Battlefield one. Just basically like what I do when I'm playing through first-person shooters. Kind of I do a good game and a bad game. Just what went well, what went wrong, and ways to improve. Things that you can look for, things to listen for. That kind of stuff. So it's been a lot of fun. Gonna be doing more of those. See that on our YouTube channel.
And I think everyone should go and pay attention to these if you want to get better playing first-person shooters. Because Devin is what, semi-pro? Would you call yourself semi-pro, or would you call yourself like amateur pro? Is there an amateur pro league?
I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, at one point I was trying out for MLG Pro back in Halo 2 days, but that was a long time ago. But no, I mean, maybe semi-amateur pro. I don't know. I enjoy it. I mean, I have a lot of fun. I'm not the greatest in the world, but I'm not the worst.
Devin is really good. So if you've ever played with Devin will carry anybody all the time. And if you happen to get more kills than Devin than you, he will probably try to backstab you so that you will not get more kills than Devin in a game. So no, seriously, like if you want to get better at games, because one of the big things when I started playing with everyone, is that you always feel bad when you're getting like 0-14 and you're like, I don't know how to get better. I don't know what to do. I don't know why everyone else is like going positive, and I just continually put up goose eggs on the board because it starts to weigh on you. Like, why am I even doing this? I'm dragging the team down. I'm just feeding right to the other team. So like, go watch Devin's stuff. He will teach you something. You will get better. And you know what? Even if whenever Devin's streaming, jump in with him and he'll teach you a couple things because, that's really the only way to get better is keep playing and to learn from people that actually know how to do it. So Mike, get in there, all right? Go learn how to play Halo and go
I won't
positive.
yell at
Go
you
learn
too
from
much, I
Devin.
promise.
I
That was
mean, we
that
remember
was a
you
long
yelling
time
at
ago.
Justin.
All right, that was a while ago, in my competitive days.
Yeah. So Mike, what have you been up to game-wise in this last week?
So I don't know if I shared this last week. Did I share my SNES Classic?
You did, yes.
Did I? Oh, then nothing.
You haven't been doing anything?
I yeah. I've been busy remodeling a house, so I have not had time to play.
I mean, I don't should I count that as a good enough excuse that you like haven't been playing
S-
stuff that you're just
Like
remodeling a house?
like you can't sit in my living room because of all that we're doing. So
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Yeah, so I do apologize.
No, you're just gonna have to make it a point to play games so you can talk about the games you're playing next time. So,
Absolutely.
all right. So real quick, I want to talk about a couple things. I beat Dark Souls 3 last week. I had a couple of people watching me in the mornings. I was able to beat Dark Souls 3, which is like a huge thing for me personally because those games are games that I was never into, never enjoyed, never thought I wanted to play. So I picked it up on sale. It was super cheap. So I was like, hey, I'll try this out. I need to be more well-rounded when it comes to the games that I play instead of just playing the same things all the time. So went through that, beat that. Really fun game. It's probably one of my it's got to be in my top 10 games after playing through it. It's really cool stuff. If you don't normally play Dark Souls games, like if you can find these things on sale, pick them up, play through them, super cool. So I did that. I also played Hyperscape because last time we talked about Hyperscape a little bit, like right when it dropped. So I felt like I needed to go in and try it at least a couple times so that we can talk about it and report on it. So Rusted says, was Dark Souls 3 on easy mode? Oh, wait, you're not a journalist. Dang, son.
I mean, we kind of are
Harsh.
journalists. I mean, if you compare our
I
videos with IGN's video, maybe a
Look,
little bit more
just because
informative.
Dustin Legary thought that the PlayStation was going to release 1 year from now. Anyway, so I played through Dark Souls, got that. Sorry, Fate, like Rusted's getting me all off track. So I played Hyperscape a couple times. Hyperscape is very much Fortnite, but a different skin with a couple differences. It still seems super floaty. It has that same feel of you're just kind of jumping around, floating around. People are just jumping all over the place, sniping you from across the map, using same guns. I don't like it. Like, it's not my genre. I give it a fair shake. I think they do some really cool things just with like the story building that they do around Hyperscape, with it being like this virtual reality where you come in and now you just happen to be playing a game. I think that stuff's kind of interesting. But other than that, the gameplay doesn't do anything for me. Enemies take forever to take down. It is very slow compared to a lot of the other games, so people can get away very quickly. There's a ton of terrain all over the place. Apex has a lot of open spaces to where you feel like you either have to battle it out or else you're going to die if you turn and run. Hyperscape is very much like, hey, I can just run out of here, find a spot, and get away, and that makes the game super long. So I wasn't a huge fan. I gave it a shake and uninstalled it, and I'm glad if people enjoy that thing. I hope people have a lot of fun in it. But it's just, yeah, it just felt so similar to Fortnite that it didn't
They
feel
had
like
some
it had
interesting
like
ideas, but
yeah. Man, I did a lot, I guess. So I played a horror game on stream. This is a game. This is interesting. This game is called We Went Back, and it's free on Steam because it is a student-made game from the University of Utah. Some of their students from the gaming program there made it, put it out on Steam. It's only like 40 to 50 minutes long if you don't get lost like I did. It's interesting. I don't like horror games. Like I get way too scared playing these games. They're like I get super tense. They freak me out. But I did play this one because it was free and it was short, and actually had a lot of fun doing it after my heart like calmed down and stopped, and I knew I wasn't going to have a heart attack. So, if you want to try a horror game, a very short one, it's called We Went Back, and it's on Steam and it's free. So, I mean, try it out. It's interesting. Maybe we'll make Mike play it. And last thing I did before we get into the news is I played the Mortal Shell demo. I keep wanting to call this game Mortal Coil because I think that's a cooler name than Mortal Shell.
But that's because you play in
a
different shells, right? That's why they call it Mortal Shell.
I know, but Mortal Coil just sounds like a cooler name than Mortal Shell. I keep wanting to say Ghost in the Shell. Mortal Shell demo came out on Epic Game Store. This is a Souls-like game. It's made by a very small team, I believe. But this game is... I don't know if it's because I was playing a 2016 game with Dark Souls 3 compared to the Mortal Shell demo, but the game looks really, really good. It has a very cool art style, very interesting looking. It still has those creepy vibes that you get from playing a Dark Souls game, but it's creepy, but it's a different kind of creepy from Dark Souls 3. So the interesting thing about this game is you like inhabit this weird... Like in Westworld, you know, the robots in Westworld that are all white before they get the skin on them or whatever, they're like the worker robots. You look like one of those. And you can go through and instead of like selecting a class, you find these other bodies or shells that represent different classes. There's like a fighter class, and then there was like a quicker, faster class that I played as through the demo. And you can switch into these different shells and they give you different abilities, and you know, you go through combat. Very Souls-like. Instead of like parrying, your body actually turns hard if you want to block something, and that kind of does some cool things with combat. But yeah, it super interesting. Like it was a pretty difficult demo if you're not used to the Souls genre. I don't know if I'm ready to dive back into a Souls game though after beating Dark Souls 3, because that took me like 40 hours to complete. So I don't know if I'm ready to do that again. I enjoyed my time, but I think this will definitely be one to watch. I think the game feels really good. It looks really good. It sounds really good. I think this will probably be a contender for, you know, one of the better Souls games that comes out from now into the future. So that's what I'm doing. Other than I started Titanfall 2 on stream because that was on sale for $8 on Steam. So I picked that up. Titanfall 2 has a campaign that everyone like loves. Everyone's like, hey, you have to play this campaign. It's amazing. So I'm started to play that on stream, and that's been a lot of fun doing that. So, man, I did a lot of stuff. I played a lot of games. Normally, I just like stick to one game and play that, but I guess I got to do the work for all three of you guys playing games for the three. Anyway, so let's move on before Mike gets like Superman and starts to bail on us. Mike, do you want to talk us through... Oh, we've got a news bumper. We need to bring Keanu in here to tell us what we're doing next. Right. And I need to take a drink.
I got to talk to you about something.
Thank you for the host.
Mike, do you want to talk about this first news thing that I am super excited about?
Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition. Planned release date, the 7th of August, 2020.
Like a month from now.
Don't interrupt. Your journey through a lush post-apocalyptic world dominated by awe-inspiring machines is about to embark. We're thrilled to announce that Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition for your PC will be released on August 7th. In addition to all the exciting content from Horizon Zero Dawn and its expansion pack, the Frozen Wilds. The PC version offers several new features, including ultra-wide support, graphical enhancements, improved reflections and dynamic foliage, graphical customization, that word just looked funny to me, unlocked frame rate, control options, and a benchmarking tool. For a more detailed look on these new PC features, check out the brand new trailer and screenshots we've added to our Steam product page. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition for PC is available for pre-purchase now, so make sure you secure your copy today. I really like the look of this game, and I am eager to try it out. And that's a sincere statement. I know that I don't play a whole lot of games because of whatever, but this one looks cool. It looks right. This one looks cool. It looks fun. It's different. It's interesting. The trailers look really cool. Visually it was very appealing. So yeah, give it a shot. Give it a try. Check it out. August 7th. That's right around the corner.
Are you really going to pick it up?
I think I am. I don't know if I'll pre-order it because I'm, against pre-ordering because of.
I mean, you don't have to pre-order it to pick it up. So, Michael, will
Yes,
you pick
Oh,
up
don't
Horizon
that
Zero
to
Dawn?
me.
This is a yes or no question, Michael. Will
Oh,
you
is it?
No.
commit
Oh, is it?
to picking up
I'll tell you what I'll do.
Horizon Zero Dawn?
I'll wait for Devin to forget that he ordered a digital version and a physical copy.
They don't do physical copies of PC games in America. Right?
Yeah, that's not a thing. It used to be a thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick this one up. I think it's gonna be
All
fun.
right,
I'm gonna
Mike
try
has said
it.
it. I'm going to timestamp this. Mike has said he's going to pick up Horizon Zero Dawn because I'm going to pick it up as well. I already pre-ordered it.
Should
so
I do
already
it
have
now? How about I pre-order it right now?
I don't think
pre-order
you
it.
will.
You'd have to be
I'll
able to
pre-order
log
it
into
right
Steam.
now.
Do you know how to log into Steam?
Do you know what Steam is?
Yeah, your mom taught me.
Oh, she is more technically savvy.
Savvy.
Savage. Steven, please pull that one out.
I will. Technically savage.
Technically savage.
I imagine
That's
Devin's mom
gotta
when
be
she's
a-
checking Facebook has the Halo voiceover guy.
gotta-
Savage reply.
Multi-kill.
You gotta make that
Over.
a Patreon tier. Technically savage.
We need to make it a shirt. Devin's mom is technically savage.
Technically savage. Right?
Oh, that's funny. Oh, it's gone
Alright.
from Steam. I guess I can't order it. It's
Well, I
gone.
guess not. Devin, are you
It's
going to
not
pick it
there
up? Because
anymore.
I will go over and I will spend Mike's money and pick it up for him on his Steam account.
Yeah, no,
Are you picking
I'm
it?
picking it up.
All right, so all three of us are going to pick it up and we're all going to play through it. And this is going to be the first time
We
for all
should.
three of us.
You know
Indeed.
what we should do? We should nothing. I wasn't gonna say it.
What were you going to say?
Mike's
Nothing.
gonna stream it, and
I could stream it. Should I stream me purchasing it?
I
yeah, give us all
are
your
you
credit card
purchasing it right now?
information and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, maybe you don't do that. Oh, so speaking of Horizon Zero Dawn, and I think this show is about video game stuff. So it was also a top seller when it dropped. So this is kind of a big deal for PlayStation to have one of their games. Devin's giving me the Rock eyebrow, like bigger than the Rock, because this is kind of the big deal for them to release on Steam and hit the top of those charts. Now, granted, Horizon Zero Dawn is an amazing game by all rights. It has great reviews, critically acclaimed in 2017 when it came out. A lot of nominees for best game of the year. So it's no surprise that this is going to be picked up. People are going to buy it. I'm guessing a lot of people that purchased it on the PlayStation 4 are going to be purchasing it again. People that have PCs, because we're going to get a lot of other abilities to what's the word? We're going to get improved frame rates. We're going to get improved all kinds of stuff. So, hey, we're going to get it. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be excited to it. Rusted says, streaming it'll be fine, Mike. Just please don't open it with, hey, guys, what's up? It's your boy, Mike. Hey, guys, what's up? It's your boy, Mike. That's how
Like
you
and
would say it.
subscribe. Smash that like
Ring-
button. Make sure to hit that notification bell. It's your boy. Holla back. Like that, Rusty?
You did that way too good. Like
haven't
that should
practiced.
really
Where's
be...
that been this whole time?
Yeah, seriously. Where's that been the whole time we've been recording a video game podcast?
I'm not that guy.
I don't think any of us are that guy.
No, but you did that guy really well. Devin, I know you're all about the leaks, man. You want to tell us about the Assassin's Creed Valhalla footage
Hey.
without spoiling too much?
I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not going to.
Thanks.
Yeah, no. So they've had multiple leaks, right? So they're having a show this Sunday, which hopefully they're going to show off some better footage. They had a first 30-minute leak from an older version of the game. It was really poor quality, 720p. Did not look good. It leaked onto the internet, and they tried to control it for a while, and it just there's no control in the. And
It's true,
then
you can't control the internet.
it's gotten a whole lot of bad forum press, I could say, from these leaked videos because they didn't show off more before then. There was another just a couple days ago, I believe, 2 days ago, a boss battle was leaked. Similar to if you played Assassin's Creed Origin or Odyssey, they have these little side battles, like you can go and fight huge war elephants or different things. So it looks similar to that kind of a little side event where you're fighting a little boss. But it was like a 7-minute video. It was in 1080p, 60 frames per second, so it was a little bit better, but it still looked like a current gen game. I mean, it's cross-gen, so we don't really know how
Right.
well it's going to look or perform. next gen consoles. But yeah, I mean, it's been kind of rough for them because that stuff's kind of gotten out, and they kind of lost the narrative or lost the way that they would share that game and the gameplay. What I saw, I mean, it looks a lot like previous, Origins and Odyssey, both those Assassin's Creed games, and it improves on some of their things. Because I watched all of it, so because I'm
Obviously.
excited. I pre-ordered this game, because I'm excited.
Did you really?
For it. Yeah.
I thought we made a pact that we were never pre-ordering games again. I'm pretty sure, like we cut thumbs. We made a blood pact.
I mean,
Crossroads were involved,
fingers were crossed. Times. No.
so that doesn't count.
It doesn't count, all right? No, but I mean, I really enjoyed Origins, and so I also really like Vikings. Kind of a no-brainer for me, because it was the same team that made Origins that was making this game. So I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it, and people are a little upset that it's kind of more of the same. But
that's interesting to be upset about that from an Assassin's Creed game. I know that they've changed a lot over time, but
Yeah,
I guess I don't know what you do after
I don't-
the things that they've already done.
I don't know. I mean, they really changed everything, a lot of things up with Origins and Odyssey, and I mean, we've only seen a small little bit of the game, and so these are kind of just snap judgments of people of what they're seeing and different stuff. And of course, the videos that were leaked are from much older builds, and so there was like some janky camera stuff that was going on and wasn't properly done. And even in several of the HUD elements, the user interface just don't look like a polished, finished version. Like this has to just be a placeholder. And so, but people are like taking that as that's the final game. This is exactly what it's gonna look like. And I'm sure this Sunday when they have their show, they're gonna hopefully release a 4K video. And
Yeah, we've got a lot of shows coming up this next week. So, speaking of open world games, this isn't something that we have a lot of information on right now, but there was a couple job postings over from Rockstar, that they're rumored to be working on a AAA open world VR game. And I always have to put the VR stuff in here because Scout from the Discord community that we have is really loves VR games. So he likes to keep us apprised of the things that are happening in that space, because I think those VR is going to be important in the future in some form or another. That's where we're gonna be going. So I guess I haven't spent a lot of time in VR knowing if an open world giant VR, AAA VR game would be cool or not. I'm guessing it would be cool. I think they still have to nail down locomotion on what that is, whether you're just teleporting or you're moving. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Rockstar has made some of the best games of any generation. So if anyone can do it, I mean, give it to Rockstar. I don't know.
yeah, I mean,
exactly.
maybe we'll see it in 5 years.
I know, maybe. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what the VR technology looks like in 5 years and see what we get from that. But hey,
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. All right, so Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, we got a release date for that. That's going to be dropping on the 8th of September of this year, we hope, if nothing gets pushed back. And the interesting thing about this announcement from the team is that there will be a brand new DLC coming out in 2021, and that is called Fatesworn. They showed off a small little teaser trailer. I didn't think the teaser trailer looked very impressive, in my opinion. It looked like a teaser trailer from
It's a little rough.
2010.
They were just trying to match when the game came out, right?
Do you think that's what they were doing, or they just
well, I
hey,
mean,
it's kind of a small budget, so just go make a
That's
quick trailer?
I think it was a small budget, right? That's what THQ Nordic they're, when you look at game development studios, they specialize in that AA market, so it's not huge teams, but not like a super small indie game, so they put money into it, but not hundreds of millions. They're not going to get Blur to do their cinematics and have it look.
I mean, and it did match the art style of the game, so maybe that also has something to do with it. I mean, the art style in game is okay for in-game stuff, but maybe that art style doesn't transfer over to cinematics just because of the how it looks. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm excited to play it. I mean,
yeah,
we'll pick it up and
I
we'll
already
play it. And
ordered it.
how many games are you pre-ordering, Devin? Like, you've got so
Look,
much.
I've already played this
PC.
game. I enjoyed it. We've talked about this many times on the podcast.
It's true.
So why would I not get it for current gen? And they already said you can play it on your next gen consoles.
To show the world that you have some self-control.
I do have self-control. I chose to use
I buy everything.
my money that I work to get paid, purchase something that I wanted.
You can take that money and buy stocks, and then you can have that money earn money for you, and then you could buy it.
Or I could just buy it.
That's true. Or you could just buy it. So, all right, Devin, Halo 3. I know this is something that you've been excited about talking about. So, drop us with this sweet Halo 3 news and everything else that you've been going down the rabbit hole, because this is the first time in a long time this week that you and I were talking where it seemed like you got that Halo light behind your eyes, where you were like back to 2010, Devin, just like all you could talk about was Halo all the time.
It's true.
And it's finally coming back. I saw that light behind your left eye.
I tried to deny it for a long time, and so it's hard for me to, when I get into Halo, to like play other games, because all I want to do is play Halo, right? So, because I just love that that universe. But anyway, so Halo, like, they've been working on the Master Chief Collection for PC. It's already out on console, right? But they're working on it for PC, and so I was in their test flight for Halo 3, and then they finished that like a couple weeks ago. And now they announced the date. It's coming out next week on the 14th, so you can play through that, whether on Steam or through the Windows Store, whatever your preference. And it's really cool. One of the craziest things I think about Halo is when you change the field of view. Right? So PC, a lot of them, they have a field of view slider, so it can really change things. And most of like Halo 1, 2, and 3, their field of view is like at 75. That's their magic number. That's where it is for the movement and everything else. And when you crank that thing up to like 120 field of view, it's like you're sprinting the entire time in Halo 3, but you're just moving the exact same speed. Like, so next week I'm gonna stream this and I'll show this exact thing. It's like the trippiest thing ever, because it's like all I did was change the field of view and it looks like I'm sprinting right now, but I'm just going the exact same speed. Which was, and that's one of the things they actually talked about on there. They did a stream today going over some of the things, and they talked about, like, if you want to change that field of view, if you want a faster feel to the game, just widen that field of view on PC, and feels like it's a much faster game. Because for me, like, Halo 3 was really slow when it came out, and so that was rough for me because I was used to more of like the Halo 2 speed, and then like Halo 3 just seemed to really slow things down. And I didn't even know that it was just the field of view, right? So it's coming out. It's doing lots of cool things. They have seasons. They have things you can unlock just from playing the game. There's no microtransactions besides buying the actual game itself to add it to the Master Chief Collection. And it's
available on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. So that's one of the great things about Game Pass. Halo 3, you should check it out. I'll be streaming it next week.
We'll definitely check it out. But now you got to drop us all this other Halo knowledge that you got.
Yeah. So Halo, there's some little tidbits, right? Some rumors, some things. Obviously, on the 23rd, they're going to show off. They just in their blog post today confirmed they're showing off Halo Infinite campaign. That's been confirmed. I'm hoping they show off multiplayer because I'm really hoping they have like, we're just going to do a beta starting tomorrow. Like a weekend beta or whatever, just for people to play it and do stuff. But another thing that's been happening recently, so all of the pro tournaments right now for Halo have been happening in the Master Chief Collection on PC, but that's with Halo 2 Anniversary. And then at the beginning of this week, all of the pro players have started playing Halo 5. And they're not doing any
all
Halo.
Of them. They all just switched over.
Yeah, they're just like, and they're all streaming. And they're like, yeah, we're doing custom Halo 5 PC games. It's like, why? Like, because the Halo 5, the Forge, that stuff's been out for over 2 years on PC.
Yeah.
And they're not doing any championship multiplayer stuff with Halo 5. So the kind of the scuttlebutt, basically, if you're looking on the forums, is that the movement for Halo Infinite is really similar to Halo 5, and that's why the pro players have switched over and started to go back to that style of movement to try and get prepped and ready for Halo, which I'm totally
I like
fine
this
with.
conspiracy theory. Yeah.
I mean, it's
'Cause Halo
all
5
it's all hearsay, but when all of your pro players that are playing in the championships switch from playing the older Halo games to practicing and playing and streaming Halo 5 on PC, no reason. There has to be a reason.
Do you think now that Ninja's no longer with Mixer and Mixer's no longer a thing, that he's gonna play Halo Infinite? Because we all knew that was probably part of the contract with when he was still with Mixer to play that game a bunch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You
I
think
mean,
that's
he
something that
likes,
he'll come back and do?
he loves Fortnite. Like he did a stream yesterday on YouTube. What was it today?
Yeah, it was today
It was today
or yesterday,
It
or
was,
it doesn't matter. I
It
don't
was
know.
one of those days. But he had I hopped in there just to see oh, he's streaming on YouTube. There was 145,000 people, and he wasn't even just started streaming. There was over 20,000 people waiting for him just to stream, and they're his manager and wife showed on Twitter was just without slow mode. The comments were just going, because they're all just waiting for him to come on and play, and so yeah, it's crazy. I mean, he obviously has. He never got anywhere near those numbers. I think he did on Mixer when he first signed over. I remember the first day he was there, it got over 100,000 people, but that took a while to get to over 100,000 people watching him on Mixer. Whereas on YouTube, it was just instant. And he has was it 23 million subscribers on YouTube?
Yeah, something ridiculous like that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he'll play it. He started out in Halo. Used to be part of MLG and playing Halo, and I don't see why he wouldn't. A lot of people will play it. It's going to be on PC, so they're all going to try it, just like they do Call of Duty or Valorant or any of the other new hot games that come out. To play it.
Right. Well, cool. I think that we've got a couple other things, but I think we'll just skip through a couple of them. We know that Sony invested $250 million in Epic Games. That is a very small percentage of their overall net worth. I think it's 1.2% if I read the article correctly. But I don't know why Epic needs more money. I mean, what? It's that's chump change. That's hey, we found $250 million in the couch. Go buy us sodas for the rest of the year. But Sony's
That's a lot of
investing.
soda.
That is a lot of soda. I mean, you could buy a lot of stuff, but I mean, yeah, I'm surprised that, and maybe it is just a business thing. Maybe they're trying to avoid taxes. I don't know. When you start talking about money like that, that's a lot of money. And when you have as much money as Epic does, I mean, maybe that's not all liquid cash, but I mean, if that's your net worth is up near the billions, it's why do you need 250 million from Sony? What is that money going to do for you? I don't know.
It's hush money, Steven. That's what it is.
That's hush money. That's hey, don't talk about Xbox.
The Xbox.
Don't even mention Xbox.
All right. We don't want to go to more conspiracy.
I mean, I'm sure we could, but the Xbox ambassador here, I don't think will let us do that. So, yeah, they're getting a lot of money and they're excited to be working together. And this is probably I don't know, maybe they're working on something it's probably not for a game. Maybe they're working on some other system that's going to integrate with the PlayStation itself. Maybe it's, I don't know.
More 30 frames per second games?
Maybe they're helping them develop tools specifically for PlayStation 5 that can utilize the hard drive. I don't know. There's a lot of things they could be doing there.
I'm sure they probably did. I mean, they said they have a close partner, which is always good. I mean, there's a lot of people that have their hands or fingers into the Epic, ecosystem. And so, I don't know.
Maybe
it's a big deal. They announced it.
Sony version.
I mean, the forums online went kind of crazy about it today, but it's not like Microsoft's not going to be using Unreal Engine 5, so.
I know. So the other couple things that we have is these are just kind of funny because Sony released what the PlayStation 5 cases are going to look like. They did that with Spider-Man Miles Morales. So you got to see a picture of Miles' new Spider-Man suit, and it looks pretty cool. But then we saw this while we were looking on Twitter. This is probably fake, but if it is fake, it's funny anyway because someone made a Skyrim special edition for PlayStation 5. And they said that it appeared on the Amazon France website. I'm guessing this is probably 99% fake, but it's just a funny, it's Skyrim's on everything. If this did come true, I don't think anyone would be surprised.
Yep.
I think we'd finally be like, seriously? I mean, if we have GTA 5 coming to this generation, it shouldn't be that surprising that Skyrim would either, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I mean, obviously that game has long legs and people still enjoy it, and they still do mods for it. It's very popular, but I don't know. It's just crazy, right? So
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And the last thing that we have is Andy McNamara from GameInformer. I think he was with GameInformer for like 29 years. He was like the head guy for a while now. He is actually leaving GameInformer. He was actually hosting the GameInformer podcast. It's probably one of the better gaming podcasts out there is the GameInformer podcast that you should listen to. It's a long form podcast also. That's where I enjoy listening to their stuff. But he is leaving there, and he is actually headed over to EA. And we learned recently, talking with with a developer, that EA is the McDonald's of publishers. Like everyone eventually works at EA. Not my words, okay? That's just something that stuck with me after interviewing a developer.
it was pretty funny though.
Yeah, so Andy says, my next journey in games is at Electronic Arts as Director of Comm Strategy. And if there's something that EA might need, it's a Director of Comm Strategy. So EA has great things happening and asked me to come along for the ride. In my role, I'll get to work with legendary developers all over the world and find new ways to tell their stories, and he cannot wait. So Andy there's not many people that have been in the industry for 29 years. I mean, tapped in, like, to be on that end of it, to be on press and be able to see how lots of different companies operate, how, like, it's not just like staying at EA for 29 years. It's seeing the entire industry, right? And hopefully gaining that knowledge in order to help EA figure some things out, because I think EA does need to figure some things out, definitely. So it'll be exciting to see what Andy does over there, because Andy seems like a real person that has that just enjoys video games. And I think if anything, if learning from Phil Spencer, that first you should enjoy video games before you like try to head up these companies, because Don Matrick never played a video game in his life, right? We know that.
We have a console for that.
Yeah. So
shut up, Don.
I mean, if you have people that are passionate about games in those leadership positions, all I can do is help you. So,
yep.
All right. I think that is pretty much all that we have. SJ in the chat says, talking about the PlayStation thing, he says, no, but they already did the trailer with PlayStation showing what's supposed to be possible with the new Unreal Engine. So maybe it has something to do with that.
So that thing, did you see like the reports? Like they're like, oh, after they made a big deal about it, like, oh, it doesn't take anything more than like running Fortnite, that demo. It's so weird. Like all these different reports coming out of like Epic China, and all these places where it's like, oh, you could run that on like a mid-level, laptop and it wouldn't have any issues. You're not doing any favors when you're talking about this stuff. When it's like, oh, it's not any more GPU intensive than running Fortnite. So I was like, that seems crazy to me. But I mean, I guess if you got 100 and something people playing Fortnite on Ultra, I don't know. I mean, if it's not that intensive, then that's great and amazing for once games can come out using it. If it doesn't take much juice, and both the consoles are going to be great and powerful.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if what if like Sony's starting to like wants to break out into like creating different types of entertainment, and they're just using like the Unreal Engine to do that? What if they like start making like short films or something based around some of their IPs, and they're building those inside the Unreal Engine? I mean, maybe, I don't know why you have to give Epic money to do that, unless you want them to develop specific tools in order to facilitate that.
But I mean, you can do that in-house on your own. Like if you license the engine, you can make your own tools that work with the engine, like so many other game developers do. Which is weird, like, when, even if you want to go back to BioWare and Anthem, they use the Frostbite engine. They have their own version of the Frostbite engine because they make the tools and everything else that's going to work for their games versus what DICE is using, right? It's the same for, like, Microsoft and all the studios that use Unreal Engine, but they also share all the technology. They can create something cool at this studio and then share it with everybody else that uses it. Kind of like White Moon Dreams. They make cool stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And they do that for other studios who might not have the time to do that. things that can be used. So I don't know why they would need to do that. Like just say like they just besides just making it an investment, because it's not just the PlayStation part of Sony, but the entire brand of Sony. Like that's where the money came from. It wasn't department SIE.
Right. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. I mean, that's big dollars. So, and the only other thing I skipped because I don't know if it's that interesting. We talked about this last time. Is that Microsoft is now interested in buying Warner Brothers, and we had talked about a bunch of different companies that are excited about buying Warner Brothers, and like I'm sure there's a lot of people that are interested in it. I don't know why this was all of a sudden a story, just because I'm sure like every company's been like, hey, should we buy Warner Brothers, right? Because they've got a lot of IPs in there, and they've got a lot of well-established IPs like Rockstar. Rocksteady. There you go.
I mean,
Rocksteady's in there.
The big question is the IPs, though,
NetherRealms.
right? Because it's all licensed WB.
Right.
But I mean, the thing is, like those studios, there's several big name studios that are well established. That even if you didn't get the licensed stuff, like say they purchased them, but they wouldn't agree to give them the licensing, they could still make all new IPs that would be amazing, right?
Yeah.
Or like one of those studios is NetherRealm, and they make Mortal Kombat, but that also comes with that studio. It's not owned by WB, and like Mortal
They
Kombat's
just wouldn't
a
have
huge.
the injustice.
Yeah, I mean they wouldn't have. They'd have to license things, which I don't think would be an issue. The biggest thing with that though is would they do like a Minecraft thing where they still let them develop multiple systems? Because I mean that's where you make your money back. I mean, especially if you're talking like $4 billion.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
I would
and
certainly enjoy it if Xbox purchased the 9 studios. But
Yeah, but even right now, Microsoft would be more than happy to let all. I mean, that's what they're doing with like Double Fine. Double Fine's titles are coming out still for PlayStation because they were in development before the purchase.
Yeah.
So it seems like they would be okay with doing that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gonzalez says Stadia could use those studios. Stadia definitely could. Kate from chat says Mike hasn't said a word from a while. Will you check on him? Mike, are you okay?
SJ says Mike's eyes are glazed over. He made me
Blink twice if you're okay, Mike. Blink twice if you're
unmute
okay.
yourself. It's okay. You can talk.
Yeah, you just jump in
This is a
anytime you
safe
want to talk
place
about
for
Epic.
Talk, Mike.
Safe place. I was getting ridiculed.
Oh, we ridicule you all the time. There should not be anything new. for
It's
you.
not new to me. It's not new to me. It's new to everybody listening and watching. They don't know why you guys treat me so bad.
That's
I-
how our friendship works.
Yeah, it is true. I appreciate chat looking after me though, because I know my host won't. But it's cool. It's all good. Whatever.
That's enough said. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what goes down there. Companies changing hands all the time. So, all right, I don't think we have anything else. I think those are the big news beats, unless something has happened like right now that we haven't covered. So next week we're gonna get a ton of stuff. We're gonna get Ubisoft. We're gonna get the big Microsoft thing.
Nope, that's the week after.
No, it's next week.
Nope, it's the week after.
It's not. What week is this?
On the
You
23rd.
there. What day is today?
What's today? It's the year of 502. What?
Yeah. So next week we're going to have a guest on that's going to jump on and talk about Stadia, because there's going to be a Stadia event next Tuesday, and we have a community member that's going to jump on and explain Stadia stuff to us, because the three of us do not do Stadia. We haven't tried Stadia, and we're interested to have someone's perspective that has tried it, that has enjoyed it, that believes in it, because otherwise we'd be like, yeah, I don't know anything about Stadia. So that's going to happen. And then the 23rd, Xbox is going to drop the
So far away.
and this is going to be like, I mean, this is going to be huge for Microsoft. I mean, this is really where they got to like lay everything out on the line. They got to tell us what their plans are. They have to tell us what their studios are working on, why people should be picking up a Series X when you could just have it, when you could just buy all their stuff on a computer, or you can play it on the Xbox One X that you already have.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
think
they've
that
got a lot
matters
of
to them,
proof.
right? So, I mean, they're not really concerned about selling you a box. They want to sell you the ecosystem. That's where,
and that's
the money
fine,
is, right?
but they have to explain that.
Yeah.
Because if they come out showing the box, that's going to send the message of, hey, buy our box. Or if they come out saying, all this available now on Game Pass, right?
I think
So it'll
there's
be
gonna be a lot of
interesting
Game
to-
Pass talk, and I think the console talk will be next month. But, Yeah, I think that's their biggest thing is they're going to push services because I mean they even came out and said it on Twitter. It was basically people are like, oh, well they buying it on PC, and it's like that's still when you buy Xbox stuff on PC, that's still Xbox. That's considered Xbox, for Microsoft. So it doesn't matter to them if you buy it on your PC or you buy it on your console or you want to play it on xCloud over your phone or tablet. They just want you in the ecosystem and buying their stuff.
Yeah. SJ in the chat says there's a Stadia event? ? How's that still a thing? It's surprising that it's still a thing. I'm very surprised that they have been fumbling their launch as big as they have been.
I mean, people tell us it's really great, but
and you know what? The service can be very great. The service can be awesome. Like if the service works, that's cool. But then where are the games? And then where's the? I mean, if you can't get Cyberpunk day and date as everyone else, then then what are you doing? So anyway. Well, everyone in chat, thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate all the chatting. We appreciate you being here with us for this long journey, for us talking about video games and helping Mike to come out of his shell and be less shy and actually talk on stream. So
It's not a safe place.
it's a safe place.
We are totally safe. Just like wear your masks, everyone. Stay safe out there.
If you want, I mean, we're not going to tell you how to live your life. All right.
Oh, snap, Devin.
As Steven said earlier, we're not going to tell
son.
you how to feel or do. But
That's true. So using my words against me. All right. Everyone, thanks for hanging out. We really appreciate you. Be kind to each other. Help someone out that is in need. Do the best you can to make someone else's life better. And I forgot to load the new outro music onto my stream deck, so I'm going to play the old one.
Thanks for listening. You can find us on Twitter at Freelancer Codex. On Facebook.
Devin, you're going to have to stall for me. Mike gave me that look because I forgot to load the old one on here. So you're going to have to stall for me while I find this.
so I'm going to go back to live. We're still live, everybody. Don't worry. I was just tricking you when I said
I was just kidding.
Thanks for watching. So yeah, no, I mean, I'm interested. Mike, are you interested in the new Assassin's Creed?
Assassin's Creed, I tried Black Flag.
That's a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. I wasn't super into gaming then, but I tried it because I mean the assassin, the ninja, the type that seems kind of cool, and it has like a huge. I mean, the Assassin's Creed.
Thank you for listening to the Freelancer Codex.
He's like, I'm not gonna listen to
podcast
Mike
brought-
anymore. It's done it
I'm
over.
just kidding.
He's like, when Mike wants to talk. This is how brothers treat each other, right? I can't believe
I
this.
am just kidding, Mike. I'm sorry. I thought it was too funny to pass up the one time you started talking and play over you. Go ahead. Continue your thought.
So the Assassin's Creed is kind of like the NCIS.
Thank you for listening to the Freelancer Codex.
Yep, it never gets old.
Are you interested in the Vikings though?
It seems cool. It seems like it could be fun. I was saying like the Assassin's Creed is like the NCIS of everything. There's always a Assassin's Creed Vikings, Assassin's Creed Pirates, Assassin's Creed, all this other stuff. I don't know what I said. I got Steve. But I'll
That's
try,
because
I'll check it out.
NCIS is a dumb show.
Whatever.
It's
I
like
love
not a
that
good
show.
series.
Whatever. If it's not a good series, then why does everybody watch it? Come on.
I never mind. Go ahead. Carry on.
I'm just saying there's a lot of iterations of Assassin's Creed, and I would like to try to get into one and check it out and learn that story and see what it's all about. So yeah, I'd probably check it out. Maybe. Who knows? Is it safe? Do people ridicule me in that game or talk over me?
They might, but then you can just
Podcast
kill them.
Brought to you by the Shut Up and
But
Respawn
it's a video
Network.
game.
Follow us at
I think we're done
Freelancer
now.
Codex on Twitter or Twitch. Send emails to freelancercodex
everybody.
at gmail.com or voice messages to anchor.fm/freelancercodex/message. We wish to thank all of our Patreons. We are grateful for you all. Thank you.
it's playing again.
Yeah, you gotta
See you, everybody.
fix that loop.
I will fix that loop. So everyone, again, thanks for hanging out in the chat. We really appreciate it. Hopefully I will try to be on tomorrow morning for a stream, depending on how early I can get this show posted so I can go to bed and wake up in the morning, and we'll play some Titanfall 2.
Thanks, chat. We'll
Best
see you
part
guys
about
later. gonna turn off.
Best
the
part
stream
about
here.
that game is do it. Turn it off.
Good night, everybody.